If you've ever looked into the sky and thought to yourself, something isn't adding up here, this next clip is just for you. For the people who argue that the lines in the sky are just condensation, I would love to hear your opinion on this one, because I think that's going to be a tough one to argue with this video. Matter of fact, I'm not going to touch this one. I'm going to let the comments handle this. America is trying so hard to be ahead of its time with technology like this, but still has a hard time providing real food. I'm almost sure there's enough flock cameras in America, but now we gotta fly over to the World Cup and get our face scanned by the Palantir Retriever.
This guy decides to get a chip installed in his brain, and it has people in the comments wondering why. Let's look at this video. And y'all pay attention to this guy, how he reacts, how he responds, his body language, and his facial expressions. Just pay attention.
Do you have any side effects?
No, I don't have any side effects.
Do you have any?
I don't have any.
Can you feel it?
I can't feel it. I was able to do it and then I did it.
And how long did that take you?
That took me about a week.
And then you went home and...
I practiced at home.
And so what do you think the biggest benefit of this is?
The biggest benefit is that it's going to help people with spinal cord injuries and people with Parkinson's disease and people with epilepsy and people with depression, anxiety, and all these different things. Okay. I could still move the mouse with my mind.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I had. It's actually pretty cool.
Is it like a chip?
It's a small chip, yeah.
So I'm curious about the device itself, you know, the actual, how long did it take you to get used to it?
It was a process, you know, it took a few months to really get comfortable with it, but now it's just part of me, in my head.
Can you show us?
Can you show me where? Right here. So the future is going to be amazing. We're going to be able to do so.
Here's my question. If this chip is going to be able to help people with spinal cord injuries, anxiety, depression, my question is, since you got the chip installed in your brain, do you have any of those things? Because what it seems to me is you don't have any of those things. So how do you know that getting that chip installed in your brain is going to help those things? On top of that, his responses, nah. Y'all better pay attention, man. They showing you what they about to do. They showing you who they are. It's right here in front of our faces. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like and follow for more.
This man is talking like he's being held hostage. Do you have any side effects? No, I don't have any side effects. Nah, man, the way he's answering, he's literally answering like he's a robot. I'm scared this guy will stop mid-sentence like this. Yeah, I'm totally fine. Because when the chip streams them commercials and stops him mid-conversation, how much is he gonna have to pay to skip the commercial? This guy is really moving like he's just moving a piece of furniture. That was so weird to watch. But in all honesty, it could just be some funny shaped thing being put inside a funny shaped bag. Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, do me a favor and like this video. It helps us get into the algorithm, helps us build this community as well. So before you forget, like this video right now. And I'm not going to hold you, of course. Let's move to the next clip.
Director of FEMA, Greg Phillips.
Joshua.
He claims he was driving from Alabama and then was instantly transported to a Waffle House in Georgia.
That's happened to me before.
He claims, though, that he was just driving along and then he just zoned out and he's in the parking lot of a Waffle House in Georgia. And he said it was a total of 50 miles that he went instantly.
Whoa.
And he felt dizzy, he felt sick after. But then compared it to a biblical event, like, was that intense?
Yeah.
Or like really messed with his head.
Yeah.
But apparently he was going through some cancer treatment. Like, he's like, oh, there's the medication and stuff like that. But recently he's doubling down. He's like, I was transported.
Wow.
But I was here and then I was there at a Waffle House.
Dude, what's going on?
Sounds like a SEC Saturday night.
I don't know about this one now, guys. This sounds a little bit far-fetched. They need to go and check on that guy's medication because what are they putting in it? That medication might actually be expired.
What in the actual ritual?
Souls in pain.
What's wrong with his eyes?
What The Weeknd does to his fans during his concerts is not normal, and the video you just watched from one of his shows is even worse than all the others. Fans have left saying they felt like their energy had been drained, and when you dig deeper, it's much more than just a concert. The same testimonies come back on every one of his tours. Many people describe the exact same thing, the feeling of a dark energy. They thought they were coming to see a concert, but they ended up witnessing something else. By the end, they felt drained from the inside. It happens every time. Just look at how many videos are posted about him after each of his concerts, and when you understand how the energy of a crowd works, it becomes even more terrifying. They gather tens of thousands of people in the same place, all synchronized, screaming and vibrating together. That collective tension is pure energy, and those who know how to capture it can do whatever they want with it. But the most disturbing part is that The Weeknd himself exposes this system in his own albums. In his album trilogy, he hid messages about everything he went through. He talks about sacrifice, selling your soul to become popular, and even contracts that forbid people from talking about God. He says word for word that he moves further away from his faith every day because of this industry. And he once said that if he wanted to start a cult, he could, that his fans would follow him anywhere. And after that, he went on to play a cult leader in his own series, The Idol, as if he was putting the truth in plain sight. We see The Weeknd exposing something serious in his music, yet he continues to practice the exact same thing he denounces in his concerts, and that is what makes it even darker than everything else.
It seems like there's a very thin line between art and just being straight up demonic. Looking at concerts like this, it's highly laughable to think that all of it is just artistic direction, especially for the fact that we know a lot of these musicians are now coming out and saying that yes, a lot of the music that's being made, there's frequencies that they're tapping into, and there's rituals that are being done.
Sam Altman didn't build AI. Neither did Elon Musk. Neither did Jeff Bezos. Let me tell you who did. In 1956, a group of scientists gathered at Dartmouth College. Math professor John McCarthy, along with Marvin Minsky, Nathaniel Rochester, and Claude Shannon, coined the term artificial intelligence. They received a $7,500 private grant to study whether machines could think. What followed was decades of funding from DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, the same government agency that invented the internet, paid for by American taxpayers. That's where AI was actually born, not in a Silicon Valley garage, in a classroom, in a government lab, paid for by us. Then Altman, Bezos, and Musk showed up and claimed to own it. They didn't write Shakespeare, they didn't discover penicillin, but they scraped all of it. Every book ever written, every photo ever taken, every song, every story, every medical record, everything ever written by every author in the history of the world, without asking, without paying, without telling you, then built a subscription wall around your own history and charged you to get in. That's not innovation, that's theft. DARPA built the internet with your tax dollars in the 1960s. A generation later, Google built a search engine on top of it and kept access free, funded by ads. You got access, they got your data. and exchange. The courts are catching up. 500,000 authors sued Anthropic, backed by Jeff Bezos, for downloading millions of pirated books to train its AI. The settlement? $1.5 billion. Bezos didn't write a single one of those books. He funded the company that stole them. Now let me tell you about a different kind of wealthy man. Andrew Carnegie was the richest man in the world, a Scottish immigrant who arrived in America with nothing, built a steel empire, then gave away 90% of his fortune. Carnegie built a partnership. Communities provided the land, the books, the staff. He provided the building. Together they built 2,509 free public libraries, called them ladders for the aspiring to climb. Said in his own words, the man who dies rich dies in disgrace. His foundation is still giving millions to libraries today, 100 years after his death. This week, Jeff Bezos went on national television and said, I quote, "You could double the taxes I pay and it's not going to help that teacher in Queens." Carnegie gave everything back. A century later, his foundation is still giving. Bezos just won't. They took the entire accumulated knowledge of human civilization, everything we learned, created, and passed down across thousands of years, and claimed to own it. The internet changed how we access information. AI is replacing the humans who process it. That's not an upgrade. That's a takeover, built on what we created, without asking, without paying. If Carnegie could see what they're doing today.
So I've done my little deep dive on Andrew Carnegie after this. And I think it's kind of weird comparing him to someone like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. Like, it's actually completely weird. Andrew Carnegie built 2,500 plus libraries. Meanwhile, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, all they've been doing is building, what, maybe 25,000 data centers?
Well, now that we know about the Lone Star tick taking over America, Google is taking a page straight out of the Bill Gates playbook and is seeking permission to release millions of bioengineered mosquitoes in Florida. The bioengineered mosquitoes would be intentionally infected with a bacterium. The goal? To reduce populations of disease-carrying mosquitoes. Are you sure that it's not?
Google is best known for search engines and smartphones, so you might wonder why the company is proposing to release millions of bioengineered mosquitoes in Florida. It is part of an effort to reduce the spread of dangerous diseases like West Nile virus. 10 Tampa Bay News reporter Eric Glasser explains the science behind this idea and why the tech giant is involved.
Well, it may sound unusual, but Google has filed an application with the EPA seeking approval to release up to 32 million specially treated mosquitoes in Florida and California over the next 2 years. The proposal is part of Google's Debug Initiative, a project launched more than a decade ago to find new ways to control mosquitoes, which spread diseases, making them the deadliest animal on the planet.
Mosquitoes are the #1 cause of death of humans. I mean, why not? We'll help the human race.
The mosquitoes would be bioengineered, infected intentionally with a naturally occurring bacteria called Wolbachia. Scientists say when the sterilized male mosquitoes then mate with wild females, the eggs don't hatch.
That can cause a dip in the population, and I'm sure that the places that are trying this now, that's what they're looking for.
And because only female mosquitoes bite people, experts say the release would not increase the number of biting mosquitoes. So what do folks think about this massive mosquito release?
I think it's interesting. I'm not sure about whether I want it in my backyard because there could be a lot of things that go wrong.
Yeah, when you make a commitment like that, you really can't step back from it. If it's proven to work and it's going to keep them from breeding more, I guess it could work.
Google says it plans to use artificial intelligence and robotic systems to help breed and sort the mosquitoes on a scale large enough to make the strategy effective. Mosquito officials in the Florida Keys say they've already seen success using similar Wolbachia-treated mosquitoes there.
It was promising enough last season that we wanted to look at it some more, and so that's what we're doing this season.
The EPA is now reviewing Google's application with a public comment period open through June 5th before regulators decide whether to approve it. No word yet on where or when the mosquito release would occur. In Tampa, Eric Glasser, 10 Tampa Bay News.
Researchers say the latest proposal targets Culex mosquitoes. That's a species known for spreading West Nile virus and St. Louis encephalitis. According to the CDC, West Nile is now the leading mosquito-borne disease here in the U.S.
Google. Thank you so much for looking out for the people as always. Providing what we never asked for. Man. Thank you, Google. I wonder, when this project goes ahead, is there a go back button? Because it sounds to me like once this starts, there's no stopping.
This is, again, Rihanna's Umbrella, which we looked at a while earlier. 2007, big, massive #1 hit in the UK, in the US, all over the world. Kids singing it, you know, very, very big record, very big video too. And there's a guy called Lennon Honor, who's an American researcher and speaker. And he's really gone into an analysis of this video. And I've interviewed him for my latest podcast just a couple of weeks ago. And he's identified this scene, which, by the way, is on screen for a split second. When you watch the video, blink and you miss it. It's absolute subliminal messaging. It's a split second straight into the subconscious mind, where it's lodged for later processing. The conscious mind isn't even aware that it's seen it. But what this is supposed to be is Rihanna bending down with her head tilted, putting her arms out, and that's supposed to be the shape that her body makes. As you can probably see, it is anatomically impossible to strike that pose. There's way too much space up in the shoulder area. It's an obviously digitally manipulated image. And Lennon Honor has identified this as a depiction of a demonic entity known as Rain Man.
Well, you heard it here first. And the fact that that frame is literally just a second or two, I think that tells me all I need to know.
Hey, up here.
Yuki, here. Come on, up here. Good boy. Come up. Get up here. Good boy, buddy. Holy fuck.
My guy lost some man points with that yell. For a second, all three of them were running away from each other. That's actually how it looked.
UFOs are real, and if you don't believe in them, you should. And I'm going to show you a video that shows exactly why you should believe they're real.
All right, so this is what birds look like on night vision. See? Simple, arrow, flying. You guys know what these things look like. Those are satellites. They're little dots that are moving. They're not stars. They're not planes. They're just moving in a straight line across the sky. That's an airplane. You can see the FAA lights flashing. Nothing to see here. Nothing exciting. Now this thing, what is this? Look at how it's moving. Look at how fast it's moving. And this isn't even it. Just wait. Wait for it. Wait for it. It's turning a little bit. And then 45-degree angle change. Come on! Tell me these things aren't real. Tell me they aren't real.
Whatever that thing is, we still got a better POV from this random dude on the internet than the Pentagon themselves.
Am I crazy or am I seeing this too? This looks like fingers, right? That's exactly what I think it looks like. A hand or fingers with fingernails. Be prepared to be amazed. Let's just zoom out.
Hand-eye coordination. The fingers are keeping that black hole open. What a wonderful creation we are.
No, you don't need to delete Instagram, you don't need to get a flip phone, and you don't need to go off the grid either. What you need is to master the trigger audit. Most people try and fight distraction with willpower, but they never ask themselves what's actually pulling me in. It's not just the app, but the trigger. That tiny moment of boredom, that awkward pause within your day, that habit of just checking after you finish a task. Think about it like setting a trap. A hunter does not chase animals all day. He figures out where they show up and catches them when they least expect it. It's the exact same for your habits, which is exactly why you're going to become a distraction hunter. Step one is you're going to write down what's tempting you, those specific moments, those actions, those moods. Next, you're going to set the trap. Replace the scroll with something frictionless but productive. Open your notes app or do some push-ups or step outside. Understand that distraction is not random. It follows a pattern. And once you see that trigger, you can finally break the loop.
I must say, this guy is definitely onto something. The last 6 to 12 months for me has just been a life changer of transformations. And I've really just been trying my hardest to tap into the deepest part of my spirits. And it comes with its ups and downs. I think this thing with distractions is actually a very, very valid point with the whole thing of, I've always thought that letting go of a habit or an addiction is always just like letting go. Now, mind you, with addictions, I do believe there are some things that you do have to just go cold turkey on and just never look back. Do you know what I mean? Drinking, smoking, etc., etc. Those are very hard to let go of, but it is possible. There are examples out there of people doing this, like myself. To be quite honest, I've stopped it all. Particularly smoking. I used to smoke before, and I've just cold turkeyed it, and I am, I think, two years now. But when it comes to the phone particularly, I think this one is a bit of a wishy-washy one, because we still have to be in the society. Even when we're going through our spiritual awakening, we still have to go to work. We still have to socialize with people. We still have to be in this society, and that may include using the phone as well. So yeah, I do think that we just need to find a balance in that. And the point of this guy saying catching yourself out with doing things, I think that's key. Finding hobbies, staying present, and finding hobbies, finding things to do for yourself, because it is about replacing the habit. You may not be able to get rid of it, but you can replace it with something else. So you may have something that you've been doing that you want to get rid of. You might have to replace that with another habit, a good habit in your eyes. But yeah, I think that's a little nugget that I hope somebody could take away from this video at least. But yes, that's all I have for you today. Newcomers, make sure you click the video that pops up here. It's recommended just for you, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. All right, take care of yourselves, and as always, stay blessed and stay curious. Peace. I honestly do believe in this world that we live in right now, it's a battle of the minds. Here is where the most important thing is in our whole being. And once we can tap in and control our mind, then we are unstoppable.